Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess and I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. Today I'm sharing another what's for dinner video with you guys, and this one is full of some super delicious dinners that were so easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button, and let's get to it. So for the first dinner of the video, we're making some beef chimichangas. So we have some beef stew meat that we're going to season with some adobo seasoning, some carne asada seasoning, and a little bit of cumin. And then we're just going to get this wrapped up in foil and put it in the oven on 250 degrees for about 4 to 5 hours until it's tender and shreds easily. So to make our chimichangas, we have some burrito-sized flour tortillas, and then we have some chips and salsa to go on the side, and I'm also making some queso to pour over the chimichangas. And we're just using some queso blanco cheese and some green chilies. And then I found this queso rice at H-E-B. I got it on sale, buy one get one free, so we decided to try that out. And once our meat was all done, we're just going to shred it up with a fork and get started making our chimichangas. So for the queso, I just threw in some of that queso blanco cheese and the can of green chilies, along with a little bit of milk, and just got that melted up. And to make the rice, we just followed the package directions. To make our chimichangas, we just added some of our beef and some shredded cheddar cheese, and then we just rolled these up like a burrito. And we added a few toothpicks into the opening so that they would stay closed while they were frying. We just heated our oil to 350 degrees and fried these for just a few minutes on each side until they were golden brown. These turned out so good. We topped them off with that queso and then added on some shredded lettuce and diced onions. And then we had some refried beans and sour cream on the side, and I also made a quick guacamole. And we had our cheesy queso rice, which wasn't our favorite, but it wasn't bad. But these chimichangas were so good. Definitely one of my favorites to get at a Mexican restaurant, and these were even better homemade. So a while back we tried this Filipino chicken and rice soup and it was so delicious. And we decided to make that again tonight, but instead of chicken we're using pork. So we just have some carnita meat, and we're going to season that with some salt, some lemon pepper, some onion and garlic powder, and some fresh chopped mint. And we're going to cook this the same way we did our beef for our chimichangas. We're just going to put this in the oven on 250 degrees for about 5 hours. In our pot, we have some butter melting, and we're going to add in some minced garlic. And then we're going to get our rice in the pot to get it toasted before we add in our liquid. While the rice was toasting, we added in some onion powder and a little bit of fish sauce. Don't let that name scare you off. All it does is give it a good salty flavor. But if you want to leave that out, you can. And then we're going to add in some beef broth and chicken broth. We let our rice simmer in our broth for about 15 minutes until it was cooked through, and then we're just going to add back in our pork and let this simmer for a few minutes to get all of the flavors together, and then we'll just serve this with some lemon wedges with mint, and this was so delicious. Next up, we're making some sesame chicken. I found a recipe online I wanted to try, and we sort of went by it. Probably not exactly, but I'll leave that recipe down below in the description box. So we just chopped up 2 chicken breasts, and we're adding on some cornstarch and spices. And then we'll get that chicken cooking in our skillet. So once our chicken was pretty much done, we're adding in our sauce. Like I said, that recipe is down below. And then we'll just let this simmer for a few minutes until it thickens up, and dinner's pretty much done. I threw some pot stickers into the air fryer. Thank you to my friend Ashley for giving me that tip. So much easier than the skillet way. And then we just made some thin spaghetti noodles. Of course, you could buy the fancy Asian noodles if you want to. And we've got our chicken all done, and we're having some broccoli to go with it. And this dinner was so good. So for this last dinner, we're making some Reuben sliders. We had some leftover corned beef from St. Patrick's Day, and we wanted to use it up because that stuff is too good to waste. So to go with this, I'm making a quick sauerkraut on the stove. I'll have that recipe down in the description box. So here's our leftover corned beef and the leftover juices from when we cooked it. We're just going to get this chopped up into smaller pieces and get started on making our sandwiches. So we just cut some Hawaiian rolls in half, and then we're going to add on a whole bunch of Swiss cheese. Then we're going to add on our corned beef that we warmed up. We just heated it up in its drippings, that way it didn't dry out. And we're going to get that out with a slotted spoon and get it onto our sandwiches. And then on the stove, we added those drippings into a pot along with a can of beef consomme and some water to make our dip for our sliders. Once we got our corned beef onto our sliders, we added on some more Swiss cheese, and then we're just going to get these in the oven on 350, I think, just for a few minutes until it's all melty and warm and gooey and delicious. Once these were done, we added on that sauerkraut on just my portion, of course. And then we added on some brown mustard on mine and Adam's portions. And these were so good and such a good way to use up that leftover corned beef. We just served these with our dipping sauce and some fries I threw in the air fryer with some garlic and Parmesan cheese. And we had a super fast and delicious dinner. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.